Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming in. I'm so glad you're here for a heart to heart. I just kind of really felt like we needed to get together again with a heart to heart video. And if you're new to the channel, you may or may not know that I do a lot of videos about jewelry. I do a lot of jewelry unboxings and jewelry jars, and I love, love, love those types of videos. I love thrifting, going to thrift stores, garage sales, all of that stuff. Love going out for bargains and finding those bargains wherever I can. But I also like to get to know everyone that watches and subscribes to my channel. I think it's really important that we kind of get to know each other. We've known each other for a long time, actually. I've been on here almost a decade, almost a decade. I cannot believe it. And in that interim, boy, have I made some wonderful friends. And I have learned a lot in the time that I've been here. And I kind of wanted to talk about what we have learned, not only what I or you have learned from YouTube, but what we've all learned with the crisis that we're going through right now. And kind of on, not quite on the other side yet, but I feel like we can definitely see some light. I don't even like that word proverbial, that proverbial word light, but I can see a little, maybe a pathway. Maybe a pathway to something positive. With all of this negative around us, I think it's really, really important that, I've come on here and I've lamented and I've complained and I've been told, stop complaining, stop being negative. I cannot always be, first of all, I'm not a peppy person. I wish I was. I envy people that are peppy and say good morning and with a genuine smile on their face and always just who knows what they're going through at home, but they always have this peppy attitude. I wish I did. I actually think my sister's a little bit like that. She really, really is, and I admire that about her. But do you know people like that are no matter what, they're just peppy and I'm not. I tend to wear some of my feelings on my sleeve, unfortunately, and you can definitely tell what I'm feeling or what I'm kind of what's around me, my vibes, all of that. Really, I think people can read me pretty clearly, people who've known me a little while. But we are going to talk about that today. I hope you enjoy that kind of just sit down, have a drink, coffee, wine, whatever you want. I have a little bit of everything right now. I've got some water. Let me take a little drink of that, and I'll say hello to some people in the chat. Super happy to have everyone here, guys. But people do ask me to do these shows. They like them. They like sitting around sort of a fireside chat. I like it too. I think it's very much needed with all of the hustle and bustle of what goes on throughout my other channels, throughout my other videos rather. And channels that I like to watch, I watch all kinds of channels. I watch, again, the title of the video is What Have We Learned? But I've been watching a lot of videos about not watching videos, honestly. And I've been having this heart to heart with my students. And I will try not to complain, but I'm not going to guarantee it. I've been having the same conversation with my students. I do 7th grade. I do special education 7th grade, but we're kind of a global school anyway. So I don't only work with the special needs or special education. And most of my students, how do you guys like my Christmas necklace? Isn't it gorgeous? Most of the kids in my class, I don't have any severe kids right now as far as multiple impairment or anything like that. I have worked with children like that, and I've enjoyed it immensely. Very challenging work, but very, very, very rewarding. And I mean, it's just on so many levels. But the ones I've been working with lately are mostly ADD, lots of attention issues, I guess some learning disabilities, dyslexia, that kind of thing. So a lot of those things, I mean, sometimes we can just hammer them out. We can give them accommodations and things work out. But I've been talking to them a lot about the addiction of this device and these media. I actually deleted my TikTok and I told them about it, and they just looked at me. And I think a couple of them agreed with me, and I don't know if they did it as well, but I was wasting a lot of my precious time that God gives me, and he only gives us a finite amount of time, right? And I was wasting a lot of time looking at videos that were making me angry, that were not helping, not adding value to my life. A few of them were making me laugh. Absolutely. There's great TikTok videos, very funny ones. But I was also getting that from YouTube, and I just felt like so many apps in my life. I no longer had a life. It was like I have to watch this video, and then I have to watch that video, and then I have to watch a couple of auctions, and then when I went to bed, that's when I pull out the TikTok, and TikTok is so mind numbing because you don't even have to pick a video; it picks it for you. You just open it up, and it just starts playing, and it can read your mind like nobody's business. And that's the almighty algorithm. They know us better than we know ourselves. So yeah, I deleted that one, and I learned that that's one thing I didn't need in my life, was to have something else to take my time away from my family, away from my business, and that kind of thing. But I also learned some really good things, and we'll talk about that after I greet a few people in the chat. I want to thank you so much for joining me. I know these videos are not for everyone. I know people don't even like to see my face. Right? Even when I'm doing, sometimes even when I'm doing jewelry, I just got a horrific comment. I couldn't even believe it. But I don't know why I can't believe it. I've been trolled many times. But she said, if I have to see your face again instead of the jewelry, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's like, oh my gosh, can't people learn to say something constructive? Can't people learn to say something nicely? I have to brag about it. A letter I wrote to a parent, and my principal wanted me to run it through her first. And because these parents are a little bit on the high maintenance side, and we are all struggling with the child, and we really want what's best for the child. But we also have to, walk very lightly and address things. And she answered me back. My principal answered me back. She said, run it by me before you run it through them. Don't make it too long. Make it, da da da. She just wrote back, perfect. And I was like, oh, that feels really good. When you know how to attenuate your words, when you know how to convey your message, because in reality, what you want to do when you write, you want to change someone's mind, right? You want to change someone's mind. You want to influence somebody's mind. And in the end, I think that's what I try to do. Not so much change your mind, but I like to entertain. I like to make your mind go elsewhere. We've all got issues. We've all got problems and so many things to worry about. But for 10 or 15 minutes, 20, maybe even an hour here, we're going to just forget about it. And we're going to just enjoy each other's company, talk about what's on our mind. Tell me what you've learned. Tell me what you've learned to leave behind. Tell me what you've learned to take with you since the crises, since we've had to adjust our lives, and just maybe since you've been watching YouTube. All right, let's see who's here. Thrift Queen. Hey, my beautiful friend Joan, how are you? I made your recipe, Miss Joan. Did I tell you? I know I told my followers, my followers on Instagram and my subscribers, that I made your fried apples. I made it with the cornbread. I made it as a side dish because I didn't feel like making the cornbread dressing, and I know I should have because I make it really well, really good. But I didn't feel like making it. I thought, you know what? This will kind of take the place of the cornbread dressing and a little bit of dessert all at once. It was perfect, Miss Joan. Guys, if you're not subscribed to the Thrift Queen, you have to be. She absolutely loves to make content on all kinds of things like thrifting, and she's an absolute genius at home decor. She does a lot of that kind of thing. So if you want to spruce up your digs, guys, go check her out. I love your taste in decor as well, Miss Joan. You're fabulous. Yes, it is so good. I loved it. Everybody loved it. And then I had a little bit of apples left over. So I just ate them the next day with, I don't hope nobody laughs or goes, but I like apple pie with cheese. So I just put a little bit of cheddar cheese on it, stuck it in the microwave. Ooh, it was dessert the next day because I had a few apples left over. It was so good, Miss Joan. Thank you so much for showing me how to make that because I'd never made anything like that. And with the cornbread, I got this cornbread. I think it was honey. And my daughter's been ordering our groceries from the apps. So she just ordered, I guess, the first cornbread she saw on there. And it was one that had honey, and it just enhanced it even more. It was so good. Really? It's the way I have it with cheese. It's so good. You too, Vanessa? Thanks for being here, Vanessa and Carrie. And who else is here? Oh, you're doing your tree, Miss Joe? Fabulous. Lois, how are you? Chick Picker, good to see you, Miss Valerie. You can't say anything good, don't say anything at all. That's something to say right there. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what was my latest comment that I and I like to answer my comments, guys, and it's getting a little bit thankfully it's getting a little rougher to answer all the comments, but I love to say thank you for watching at the very least. And so I'll scroll through the comments and then that one just hit me. If I have to see your face again instead of the jewelry, I'm not going to bother to watch, I think she said, or something to that effect. Oh my gosh. I just deleted it. Actually, I didn't answer that one. I didn't think she deserved an answer. That was not nice. Very much not nice. All right, let me see who else is here. Lori, I'm glad you're here. Now, some people are just hateful. They are. I think they just have miserable lives, honestly. And God knows we could go there too. I could think about a lot of things to pick apart. I really could. And I do. Sometimes I do. I have my little pity party, and you see me come on here, and people didn't like that I said this about virtual learning. Well, you know what? I'm living it. I'm living it every single day. Thankfully, not with my children, because I would go nuts. I would absolutely go nuts. But I have, the kids are having a very hard time learning. I mean, basically, one of my coworkers said, you know what? We should just turn the page. Like this year didn't even happen because we can't really judge them by standardized tests because they miss so much. They cannot test on the computer and have, what do you call it? Test proctors or whatever they're called, monitors to come and watch them. And I mean, it's impossible. So why are we giving them this huge headache to try to turn everything in by computer, sit down in the front of the computer for 10 hours a day, plus a few more hours for homework over the weekend? So yeah, I had my pity party and I complained about that and I'm still complaining about it, but there's a lot of good things to say as well. And we can look for those. All right. Let me see. Tony Dodge, how are you? Mary Swanson, I'm glad you're here. Hey, Doug, how are you doing? How's the weather in California? Did it rain? I hear it rarely rains. That's why I think I always ask you that. Hey, Dad's Vintage Garage, how are you? And Carrie, what time is it down under, Carrie? Debbie Hagen, I told y'all I would come back. We just had an auction over at Facebook. It starts at 5 o'clock. I do my auctions on Facebook at 5 o'clock Central. If you're ever interested, the information is always in the description boxes below in every video. So all you need to do is click on agree to the Miss Joan. How did your sale go? I saw that you had a sale. I'm so glad you did one. We got to do that sometimes, don't we? Now you got to bring out your other stuff too. Next time, if you don't want to just do jewelry, bring out some of your beautiful little collectibles, because I know the collectibles can get collecting, right? Like me with my Christmas jewelry. Oh, I love this piece though. I got this from Donatella's auction and I love it. And I really should wear it with something plain because it's all poinsettias and pearls and it's just so gorgeous. And, but you wind up with, you just can't say no, right? Yeah, and I like to do the, I understand what she's saying about the not seeing my face and wanting to see the jewelry. I understand that a lot of people prefer one over the other, but hey, just be nice about it. Just say, I would really like to see the close up, though. I love looking at your silver hair or something. Say something nice. I don't know. You can always sandwich that criticism. That's the first thing we learn I guess kind of just to be human, really. You say something nice and then you put in the problem and then you say something nice again, right? I was amazed. I couldn't believe it went so well. Yes, I'm so happy for you, Miss Joan. It's once you get the hang of it, and if you got, a couple of moderators to dish out those troll wax that they need when they need them, and it'll go fine. Yeah. And I have found that keeping them a little bit shorter, like under 3 hours or so, helps me as well. Not just to not not just to keep the attention span of your audience, but your organization later, because then it's all piled up on you and you got to send out the invoices and all that good stuff. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Mary. You're so sweet. But yeah, people are going to be that way all the time. They don't like you, they don't like you. There's not much that you can do to change their mind. They're going to find either, they camp out in front of your videos waiting for you to upload so they can give you that thumbs down. And I purposely do not, I know you can eliminate the thumbs down and just put a dislike or like, but hey, I want to see how many people like the video, and I want to see how many people have nothing better to do than to put a thumbs down. So it doesn't bother me. It's still, you showed up. I still get 2 cents or whatever I get for you watching the video. So it's fine. You had 2 mods and it was all of our first time. Good. Well, it doesn't take much to start running smoothly. As long as you're both on the same page, or all of y'all are on the same page, this is the way you're going to do it, how many bids you're going to take. You do. The only thing I think a lot of people forget to do, and I do too, is to wait for the lag, because especially on StreamYard and Facebook, the lag can be slow, and then people get upset and explain to your people that, they're going to miss out. They're going to lose something they really want, and that happens. But anyway, back to the crisis that we're in, guys. What have you actually changed your mind about? Was there something you were really negative about and then decided, well, hey, maybe in a way it's a good thing. Maybe in a way it's not so bad. Or has something gone better for you? I have found that I'm going to let you guys give me some answers in the chat, and we can see what you're thinking. But I have found a lot of things that are positive. I feel like our coworkers at work have become a little closer. We have we kind of look out for each other a little more. We're always asking each other, how's it going? Or we have to do errands for others. Hey, Miss Kathleen, how are you? So many of us are taking care of parents. Many parents have come up sick with the corona, and with the COVID-19, come down with it, and they've had to stay home, or then they have to be quarantined because they're had contact with that person for so long. And then you have to come up and pick up the slack. And it's not so much like, oh, I can't believe she's absent today, like some people can tend to do, oh my gosh, she's got another absence today. She's always absent, or she's always absent on Fridays. Or it's none of that going on, none of the petty stuff. I feel like that's kind of been, put to the wayside. It really has. I think we've gotten more of a we're in this together attitude, and we're covering each other's classes. And I have it easier as a special education teacher. I have my homeroom, my office hours, and of course I'm at their disposal when they need me. But those, 3 hours or so out of the day, or if we have a meeting that we have to do, I don't know how many per month. I think I'm doing 40 meetings for my special education students this year. And if it so happens that I cannot do that meeting, there's always someone that I know I can depend on, and it's not going to give me a hard time because they had to pick up the slack, so to speak. Thank you so much, Sandra. All of that has I think people have really become appreciative of their positions, their jobs, grateful to have the job. Grateful to have the kids back. We've missed the kids so much, even though they, it's difficult. And I've told you it's still difficult, though they are face to face, because they can't learn looking at a screen all day long. They just can't. They zone out. They zone out completely. So, but we're still grateful for the ones that have come in. And I think we've also really increased our parent-teacher communication. Whereas before it was kind of just call home when there was a problem. Now we try to call home, to like the other day, I had to call home. Yes, it was a problem because 2 girls stayed home because one depends on the ride for the other. For the other one depends on a ride from the other. And then the other one that, I don't know, the car broke down or something. So 2 people were absent because of one problem. So we tried to nip it in the bud. I've set up some bus service, which they should have done a long time ago, but people depend on each other, and they just didn't even know that they had bus service available for this particular case. While we're in COVID, they do have bus service, whereas normally they wouldn't if they had lived within a certain radius or something. But that's a good thing. And then just talking to the parents more often because we've realized we need each other. I can't do it without them. They can't do it without me. I can try things at home at work that they can try at home. We don't always communicate that well. Sometimes only, like I said, when there's a problem. So that's been good. Let's see what Lori says. I agree. People appreciate each other more because we can't touch, hug, or kiss each other. That's a good point, Lori. True. Like before, so it makes you feel really appreciate what you have now more because of the loss of those things. I know, absolutely, and I hope we don't get used to not hugging and touching each other, because I need that. I need to, hug my mother and my sister, and I still do. We have our masks on. I need a hug. I still need a hug. I'm sorry. Someone told me today I was too quirky. Quirky or quirky? She probably meant quirky. Why are you quirky? So I asked my son why they said that. He said, I'm not cookie cutter. That's true. You are what you are, Vanessa, and we love you that way. And you're not quirky. I don't think, well, I guess that's, semantics. But you are a bubbly personality that I think everyone that is in this community, at least here, 41 people, give me a thumbs up, guys, on your way in or out. 40 something people are here. Most of us know each other from the jewelry unboxings and all of that. And I think we appreciate that about you, Vanessa. You always have a really quick wit. You tend to say the right thing when we need it said. And I know you've definitely helped me more than you even think you have, just by being there, just by calling, each other friends. You've been an absolute godsend to me. A lot of your schools are closed. Oh my gosh. And that's another thing, people that are at home trying to work and trying to school their kids. And then there's those that are at home and have the luxury of being home and not having to work. Dad can go to work, mom can stay home, and mom can school. And there's one kid that's pretty compliant, and that's great. And then there's, the other side where they're just struggling. One laptop for 3 kids. The kids lose the laptops. They break them. They drop them. They lose their stylus. There's a problem all the time. But again, like I said, one of my coworkers said, we need to just close the chapter on this book, on this 2020 book. We need to just close it and stop trying to think that we're going to get anything that resembles standardized from these children, because we're not. We really, really aren't. But I've also come to see that, again, I always go back to my job too, is that a lot of the children that I thought were kind of complacent and ready to throw in the towel really persevered and really tried to learn what they had a hard time learning. And now I feel like they have this, because they have this, what they call asynchronous and synchronous times. So the teacher will present a lecture for 15, 20, 30, whatever it may be. And the classes usually last an hour or more. And then they dismiss them to rooms in the Zoom room, or it's not even rooms, it's our own applications, Teams. And then they have to go work. So I can hop in there and help them, or they can do this or that. And some of them drop the ball and go eat lunch, go to bed. But the ones that I thought were the type to do that haven't done it. And they have proved, they keep changing my mind about lots of things. They keep changing my mind of lots of things, prejudices, biases, not so much about people, creed, or whatever, but just about people in general and young people in general. And how I think, oh, they're all going to just do it this way. And because one does it this way, they're probably all going to think this way. And they don't. They're all unique in their own way. And many of them will not do that. Of course, I still have one or two that, by lunchtime, they skip. They're gone. They either go hide in the bathroom, they get on their bike and go home, they're done. And then the ones that I thought would do that don't do that. So I love that. I love that learning that I just cannot peg hole people. I really can't. Let me see what Miss Carrie said. The thing I've realized about COVID is that you cannot think within the square. Please elaborate. Please elaborate, Miss Carrie. But I think that's kind of what I was alluding to as well, is that the people that I thought, because they have really, really deficits that were supposed to be picked up in other grades, that they may have a bigger problem than I thought could be handled, but it's been handled. And it's been handled by them. And that's the great thing, because like I said, we lost some grades here. We lost some levels, and there's no denying that. We did. And so we're going to have to make it up. We're going to have to make it up some way. Someone was saying today, one of my department heads was saying, we may have lost even up to 5 or 10 years of what they could have learned and may not learn. But I feel like some of the really, really important things, like calculations, civil, learning your civics and what the government does and how it functions, and basic things like that. History, we study Texas history here as well. Texas history, state history, your U.S. history, all of the really important things like that. I think they're going to pick it up. They may not, put out that 10-page essay that we expect of them, but they're going to take home the real thing. And more importantly, they want to. Many of them want to. Maybe I said too much. Very possible with me. Oh, Barbara, what did you say? Are my comments coming through? Let me go back and see, Miss Barb. Let me see. Dashy one, you're so cute. I love you. There, I for one love your face. Feel better. I hate my face some days. I really do. So she really, yeah. I hate looking at my face some days. I swear sometimes I just do my face in the magnified mirror, right? And I never want to look at it in full view. I'll just look at the eye and then the other eye. Oh my God, avoid the full length mirror completely. It has made us thick and inventively and adapt to changing situations instead of just doing the regular things. Yeah, you're right, Miss Carrie, for sure. Yeah, Barbara is a wonderful writer. She makes me laugh with her comments. She is amazing. She really, really is. But no, definitely adaptation to new situations. And another thing I was telling my coworker, him and I are always discussing whatever. He loves movies. He's a real movie buff. And I'm not that much, especially he's about 10 years older than me. So he's seen movies I've never seen. So I got to, I always write them down because he's a prolific writer and reader and everything, and a scientist as well. But I was telling him, I have really gotten to reading more. When I deleted 2 weeks ago, I deleted TikTok. And I had a pile of books, halfway on all of them, at least 5, halfway done. And I sat there and I read them, and it was such a pleasure to just read a book, a real book. And knowledge, cultural knowledge, you might say, things that every American should probably know, or history and all of that. And then a magazine. I picked up a magazine. I haven't, we're so quick to just put Pinterest if we're looking for something in particular. Like, I'm trying to renovate my kitchen in my dreams, right? But I'm going to start slowly, maybe with some cabinetry, and I immediately go to Pinterest. And then you get lost in there too. But I have tons of magazines, and I can go to Half Price Books and get House Beautiful and other things. There's such a pleasure to sit there and turn and look at. And I was looking at a 1982. That's when I had my first child. My son was born in 1982. And I was so able to sit there and see like the early Judy and Burks and what they sold for and how beautiful and classic they are still. And then there was another brand called Bailman, I believe, Bailman. And I think I've seen it at the thrift stores, but I don't recall ever shopping for it or anything like that. They make great leather goods too. And looking at, yeah, the hairdos are outdated and big and, the updos and all of that. But some of those classic clothes, you could just wear them today. And I just like looking at them and reading about them and turning those pages that make that fabulous sound and not just doing this and then or reading a horrible comment, getting away from that and going back to a few basic things like that is fun. I think it is anyway. I learned to do without, meaning that I don't need as much as I thought. Absolutely, I needed. And family traditions, I miss more than I ever thought I would. Isn't that the truth, Miss Lori? Gosh, I was so depressed. I was so depressed. We tried to make it good, and it was, and we made it. But I think I was depressed leading up to Thanksgiving because I knew that we weren't going to get together like we could have, and even if we had, some family members weren't comfortable with it, and I don't want to put anybody in a situation where I force them because I want them here to be uncomfortable for whatever reason they may not want to, to be with more than 4 or 5 people. I understand that. So I think leading up to that was really a lot more depressing than when we sat down with Miss Brody's fabulous fried apples. They were so good. And the Cornish hens, the food that I made with it. And I forgot to serve the potatoes. That's how good those fried apples were, Miss Joan. I had made scallop potatoes and I left them in the oven. I forgot all about them. And then we had asparagus, and that was it. And it was really simple. Whereas normally my Thanksgiving dinners are always like, oh my gosh, you don't even have room. You don't even have room on the plate. You don't have room on the island to put out everybody's spread. But we love it that way. And I usually keep it a little bit simpler for Christmas Eve. That's usually when I do a prime rib, 1 vegetable, potato, and a salad or something. So it's very simple then. But we kind of did that with Thanksgiving this time. Yeah. And I appreciated it. So I know what you're saying, Miss Lori. But yeah, appreciating those simple things. And like you said, those family traditions. My son just sent a picture of my granddaughter, and they had gone, I think they had a neighborhood Santa, and I think everyone else was already in bed. So him and her went out to greet the Santa, kind of interact with what was happening with that. And he was saying that was so magical. That was such a magical time. Just to, her, just his daughter and himself, and partaking in that. And I mean, you guys who are parents know that, or who may have experienced that with your parents, how those little tiny things just sear in your memory when you do something like that. Mine, oh my God, I have so many, but I often think about them like even things like going to the mall, and when people used to wrap their presents for you. Remember, they used to have those little wrapping stations, and they used to do beautiful, beautiful jobs. Nowadays, very few stores do that, and those that do 1 little ribbon and you're done. And when they did our stockings, and the guy that did our stockings, he wrote them by hand with glue, and then he put this colorful glitter on it. And I still have that stocking that says Thelma. And I bring it out every year, and I tell my kids when they were here, and my husband and my daughter, I like to hang this one up, even though I have one that says Mom, and it's quilted out of my grandmother's old quilt. It's a nice quilt remnant that we used. I still hang up the one that says Thelma because that's when I was Thelma and not Mom. And it brings that wonderful memory of when my mom bought them for us. And, I think my sister and I were like 8 years old, 7, 8 years old. So those little memories, yeah. And I told him that's one you're going to take to the bank. And in reality, what else do we have but that treasure of family, right? Absolutely. My kids are making new traditions with Zoom. Yeah, most definitely. I think, who was it? Was it Kelly? I think said was going to attend a baby shower on Zoom. And lots of people are doing their happy hours on Zoom and things like that. So And in a way, that's another good thing is that we do use technology for the good. We do take advantage of what's available, and talk to each other more than just once or twice a year. I think we're using that quite a bit now. The FaceTime, I absolutely live for FaceTime from my grandchildren, and even if it's just 10 minutes or 5 minutes, because they start playing and wanting to do this or that, but I get to hear their beautiful little voices and see their faces, and it's just priceless. It really, really is. Barbara says, I'm having dental challenges. So, in a way, the masks are working for me. Oh, my sister and I were saying that the other day. It's like, we don't even need to wear makeup. I mean, the glasses cover the eyes pretty much, and we don't have to put the foundation and blush and lipstick because it gets all over the mask. So, that's true. Boy, I look really orange today, guys. I had better lighting, but I need to get my bulbs changed over here. And so I just have a couple of candles over here. I hope it's not too bothersome for you guys. I caught up with my family in Ohio today. Zoom. That's good, Vanessa. I'm glad. How long were y'all on? I hope you had a nice long talk. Ambiance. Thank you. Not autos, not auction. I have my auctions on Facebook, but I sure am addicted to auctions here. I don't even buy at all the auctions, honestly, but I love watching them. I like to see what people sell, what they have, things that are unique that I've never seen. I learn things from that. I'm very interested in the new types of collectibles that are new for me. My husband has always collected coins, but I know absolutely nothing about them. So I really like learning about that kind of stuff. And they were doing a lot of that today. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, I just, it's called heart to heart. So you have to pretend like we're under that proverbial sheet. Remember when you were in middle school or in elementary school and got under the sheets and just kind of talked to your sister or your friends? My daughters used to love to do that. They'd actually do tents. They do the entire upstairs covered in a tent, and well, they had fun under there. All right, let me see what else we have in here. The problem with a mask is you can smell your garlic. I know, I know. I saw this lady at the post. She was a postal worker. She had a really interesting mask. And as you know, that masks are controversial. They say right on the label they don't prevent whatever, but they do what they do. But this lady had a mask. She worked at the post office, so it must have been approved. It was like a mesh net, not like a fish net, but like sheer pantyhose or something, but they were black. It was black. You could see all her facial features. It was very interesting. And I'll bet you she could breathe really well. Yeah, your garlic bread breath for sure. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's been a great thing. And another thing that I've noticed that's really interesting and in a way good, you kind of had to have weeded out the things you don't need, like Lori was saying, but also like the places that you used to frequent that you thought you couldn't do without, like restaurants. I've been trying to frequent my restaurants a lot. They're not really expensive restaurants or anything like standard restaurants, Chinese restaurants, Mexican restaurants, but I don't want to see them go out of business. I really don't. And I still buy my groceries. I have to have my lunches and my um occasionally I take lunch. I used to do a lot of brown bag last year, but this year I've been going out. I like to escape the school. I feel like we're in there for so long. I need the air is stale. I need fresh air. So I got to get in my car. I don't care if I just drive across the street and get out of there for a little while. But I've also learned that some of the restaurants don't care. This thing should be a little short. Let's see if I can shorten it. Well, only with this blouse. It looks fine with the other one. I've also learned that some of the restaurants don't care. They haven't really gotten. They've gotten worse. Like they didn't care to maybe make it better, for the customer who has to come pick it up curbside or have it delivered. And then I've learned that others are the opposite. They've really gone all out. They've made their food actually better and tastier. I don't know, but I've really enjoyed that. Hi, Hot Beats Corner. How are you? Isn't it pretty? I got it from Donatella's auction. It's Christmas. It's poinsettias full of rhinestones and then some pearls. I love it. It would look better without this. Did you guys see my Feliz Navidad shirt? It's actually red and green all in here. I love it. I actually got it for my daughter, but I decided to try it first. She forgot about it. It's been in my closet since last year. Of course, it was thrifted. Enjoy the card side to go. I know, I know. And I mean, sure, you pay a little bit more for these fees and the tip, but I feel like I'm grateful that I can buy it and that someone's got a job for it, and he's out making a living too. So I feel like it's a good thing to support them. Because it's really hard to keep these businesses open when they've been closed for so long and have to lay off so many people and so forth. So that's kind of my quest. Plus, I thought I would try new foods this way. I've never really found anything that I like in Thai food, but a lot of people love it. I know Makeup Zombie loves it. My son loves it. So I've been asking people, what's your favorite dish, so that I can try it, because I don't like to be the kind of person that says, oh, that's, ooh, before they even try anything. I will try it. I like Korean food. I think I've mentioned to you that Houston is one of the most diverse cities in the U.S. So we have we have African restaurants, we have Thai, we have everything you can think of, Honduran, Salvadoran, Mexican. We have a fabulous taco truck that does tortas, which is a Mexican dish, but the guy that owns it is from Argentina, and he is such a good cook. Oh my gosh. So I love going over there to get these tortas ahogadas, which means basically drowned sandwich translation. So it's like a pulled pork. It is so good. It's like a pulled pork in like a little telera bread, I guess it's called. And then they call it drowning because basically it's like that au jus or jus, whatever it's called, that little French dip sandwich, but it's, another blend of spices and chilies and whatever. And your sandwich is sitting there in a bowl of sauce. And then you obviously have to get a fork and eat it, but it's so good. And then, being Argentinian, he makes this other kind of like I guess a chimichurri sauce. Then, of course, since it's a Mexican dish, he has to make a little Mexican sauce. So it is heaven on earth. That place is awesome. And that's just a taco truck. So, all right, enough with food, right? Oh, but that is a good thing. The food has gotten amazing. Hi, Miss Julie. How are you? I'm so glad you're here. We're at Disney. Awesome. Relaxing before we travel tomorrow. Oh, how fabulous. That's wonderful. Have fun. Ukrainian perspective with Veronica Olson. First time on live. Love it already. Thank you. You look fabulous. Thank you. You're very sparkling. I know. And I'm sitting in front of some candles. So we got the rhinestones going on. Might as well wear them. I ordered some beautiful rhinestone earrings from Miss Lydia. They probably are definitely shoulder dusters, but I'm wearing them to a video. We will get all out. Maybe on New Year's Eve, we'll do that. First time on live, love it already. I have an Etsy shop, mostly glam vintage furs for ladies. So grateful to be able to run it through these crazy times. Really? And you are in the Ukraine? I didn't know. Oh, yeah. Etsy is worldwide. I was thinking Macari and Posh. They're not worldwide. That's fabulous. And I think my sale that I got today, guys, do you remember I said, well, for those of you who were at my auction, I got a cha-ching. I believe it was from Etsy. Really been picking up. Everybody's shopping for Christmas. I think a lot of people Or, well, of course, it's not just what I think, it's a fact. Everybody is doing a lot more mail order than they normally do, a lot more online shopping than they normally do. And even those who are not that far away from their loved ones, I think, just find it easier to have the gifts shipped over there. Yeah. Oh, you are? Okay. Because you said Ukrainian, right? But you are in the US. But you're Ukrainian? Interesting. Well, welcome and thank you so much for being here. Let's see if I didn't miss anybody else that said something. Miss Liz, are you leaving? Have a good night. I'm funny too, Miss Barbara. I never find myself funny. I wish I was. That's quite a talent. It really is. But it's innate. People, I don't think you can really be funny or try to be funny. It's just something innate that's in people. I know I have a crazy sense of humor sometimes, but when you can make other people laugh, that's a good thing, right? I don't wear makeup no more because of the mask. I know. So now we can do our nails. You can really see the nails every time you go and adjust that thing. Sometimes I put it all the way up to my eyes. Honestly, when I'm not in a good mood, like I'm just gonna put it right here because it keeps falling. So you can see, I feel like I'm wearing one of those veils from Arabian Nights or something, which would not be a bad idea. Those things are beautiful. All right, guys, we've been on 46 minutes. We've had a great heart to heart, don't you think? Nice to finally catch you live. Bandy Beauty. Let me see what is your name? Bandy Beautifly Bargains or Beautify. Beautify with two Y's. That is so cute. I love that name. I'm so glad you're here, Brandy. And I like the way you spell Brandy too. You wear makeup, hair, and all. I mean, exactly. Because you're going to have to take it off sooner or later, right? Well, that's good. No, I do wear makeup too, but not all the time. Not to, no, not all the time. Like tomorrow, no. I won't be going anywhere but right here. Actually, I may go have breakfast with my grandson. I called to see if they would let me pick him up early, take him somewhere to have some waffles or something good. It's somewhat, oh no, I don't think so. I'm sure it is very, very much better protection. But they did give us some face shields, but I will not put that on. I feel enough. I feel enough just the way it is. As a matter of fact, I had to give my kids, my students, I gave them some of my masks that are the disposable kind because they were running in PE with those big, thick masks, those washable ones that a lot of them have. And one girl was coming and she was like out of breath. I was like, what's wrong? Oh, I was just running in pee and I can't breathe and I can't breathe. I said, well, go to the other side of the room and take the mask off for a minute. And I'm going to get you some of my masks and use those when you go to PE, the little paper mask, because I mean, that's just crazy. So you're 61 and you'll never give up my makeup. Good, Miss Carrie. Absolutely. No, bling is it's self adornment. It's kind of giving yourself a little bit of a, yeah, why not? Even if it's just for you, even if it's just for this video, it makes you feel good. Nothing wrong with that. You have to make yourself feel good, especially in these days. Ella, Donna, how are you? Liquid lipstick. I have some liquid lipstick on right now. It's kind of sticky though. I mean, it's nice because it doesn't come off, not even on the mask. My sister was showing me some lipstick they were selling that I think it's Chanel too. And that's what they're lauding in. Those are the properties they're lauding to sell it. It will not come off on your mask. Oh, me too. Me too. Absolutely. Perfume just elevates too, right? Or you rotate them. I just, and even in the same day, I'll rotate them. I'll wake up and I'll need number 5. And then when I go to bed, I'll need something a little bit softer. And that's all so much fun. Nothing wrong with that, Miss Carrie. Nothing wrong with that. If you're comfortable with it. Sometimes I go to bed with, well, I always go to bed, not with all of the rings, because the rings, they kind of, sometimes I'll leave, like this one I never take off. The flat little bands, I usually leave one on, but like these that protrude, I'll take them off. But the bracelets usually stay. Once I've acquired a bracelet that I'm in love with, I'll leave it on for a month or two, and I don't take them off. They don't bother me. I really don't. I go to sleep with them. Hey, Miss Dawn, how are you? I'm glad you're here. We were just about to wrap things up, and now that you're here, well, have a drink or something. Have some popcorn or something. No, we were just saying we've been on about 46 minutes, and we usually stay on about an hour, but a few people have been popping in, so I'm really happy to see that. Thumbs up are going up. That's always good. Don't forget to subscribe too, guys. There's a little subscription button. It's always free. And I haven't established one of those channel support things. I'm just too lazy to make a video for it. And I don't know. I feel like we're together. That's good. But the subscription button's always free. My auctions over on Facebook are always free. So join me on Facebook every Saturday at 5 p.m. Central. We saw a lot of jewelry today, didn't we? Speaking of jewelry, let's go ahead and have a little giveaway. We haven't done one in ever. We haven't done one in about 2 weeks. We're going to do a giveaway. We're going to give away some jewelry. We're going to do like a little grab bag with some earrings and some necklaces and some bracelets, and just give it away as a thank you gift for you guys joining me here. And I know a lot of you just want the jewelry. So, hey, you didn't come to this video, you missed out on the jewelry, because you just never know what we're going to do here, right? I'm going to have to think of a trivia question, though, so hold up. You were at work for the auction and you missed it. Oh, Miss Ella, well, I'm so glad you remember. Do you work that shift all the time? All right. Here is the trivia question. And it's usually something I talk about in this video or another. I'm going to give away a little grab bag. Miss Pamela, did I forget to send you the beads, the little the imitation Pandora beads? You were the one that asked me for them, right? And I said I was going to give them to you. Forgive me. I will send them next time, very, very soon. They were right here. Can you guys see my Christmas lights at all? What happened? They turned off. Let me turn them on. Whoa, there goes my other light. Oh my gosh, those are too bright. How'd that happen? I was turning off lights, and these actually turned on. Hold up. Let me turn these on. Because I had put a tree. And why'd they turn off? It's so crazy. Oh, what a bummer. I don't know what happened. Let me see if they turned off over here. And then this bright, those are my ring lights, guys. Doesn't scare anybody. Gosh, that was bad. Did I wake y'all up? Or was that better? All right, we're in the dark again. I don't know why my tree went out. Was it on at all when I started? Now we're really dark. Wasn't that bad? Oh my gosh, but I had a Christmas thing on. I had Christmas lights and everything, and I don't know where they got unplugged. And then everything else turned on. That was crazy. All right, regardless. Let's do a trivia and a giveaway. Only here, guys, with this crazy ambiance gone. Oh, how did that happen? That is so weird. Everything else turned on. How do you turn something on? because I unplugged everything. That is so weird. I need to get off the air, guys. It's going weird now. It's going crazy on me, but we are going to give something away. The little time difference taped to my computer. I'll say my eyes. All the pretty things. All right, good. How did it look when everything? Well, I can rewatch it. But thank you guys for being here. Let's do a quick giveaway, okay? I was talking about, and it's the first one in my chat, so don't get upset if your name looks like it's coming out first, but it's not, because I will just, whoever answers it first, okay? Now, I told you the name of one of my favorite foods, and I told you the Spanish name, right? So now I want you to tell me the English name of that food that I have been having at the taco truck. Talk loud. My antibiotics haven't kicked in and my eyes are basically closed shut. Mine too, Dawn. It's getting there, but I'm going to go watch a couple of things to put me to sleep. I like to, certain videos put me to sleep. Hot dogs, no. Vanessa, you are dismissed. Nobody's going to get it. Okay, I'll tell you. I told you that it was like sitting in a, and they call it, it has a certain name. No, not enchilada. No, not fried crickets. God. No, I've never had that kind of food. No. Okay. It's good. You're probably going to have to Google it. You're probably going to have to Google it. But I will give you the Spanish word, 2 words, and then I'll give you the translation. But if you give me the translation, that's what I want. No, it's not French, though. It's Spanish. But I said it was similar, only that it was literally in there. Carne asada, no. Okay, this is the Spanish word. It's called a torta ahogada. Ahogada. And that means what? What is torta? What is torta ahogada? And that's a hard Spanish word to say, even for me. What does that mean? Nobody's going to get it. Nobody's going to get it. Smothered pestle? No. Dipped? No. Let me find. Okay, this, I'm going to give you the answer. It's too hard. I'll do something else. Drowned sandwich. Ella, there you go. There you go. That's it. Is that my first one? Yes, Ella, that's it. Drowned. Ahogada means drowned. Yes. Drowned torta or drowned sandwich. Yes. It was a hard one, right? It was a hard one, guys. But thank you for playing. I cannot believe my lights just went on like that. That was so crazy. I'm freaking out now. I got too much stuff around me. Tortilla. No. It wasn't even in a tortilla. Okay, guys, we're going to let you go. It's been an hour. I can't believe it's been an hour. What a fabulous hour we spent together. Miss Ella, my email is in every description box of my videos. You need only send me. Oh, Dawn, you have not lived till you have that sandwich. It is so amazing. So one of these days you need to come to Houston because that place is so good. It's just a little taco truck. The guy's from Argentina, but he makes Mexican food like nobody's business. Him and his wife. So good. I don't know, but go ahead and send me your email. Not your email. My email is thelmahordes@gmail.com. It's on every description box in my videos. Send me your address, and I'm going to send you a cute little grab bag full of jewelry. Kind of get together, fireside chat, crazy antics. My candles will probably pop in a minute. You just never know what can happen in here. But it's always fun when we get together. I do appreciate it, and I will see you soon. Bye. You're welcome.